Look what came today. Right in the middle of all my trauma. This really made me feel good. Um, if you guys knew I was making my new book, a Down East Christmas stained glass pattern book, and it came today. I like this. It's got a matte finish. It's actually pretty nice. Um, yeah, looks good. I'm going to be pausing often just so I can flip the pages. Pause. There you go. It's first. This is the copyright page. First page. I did something different. The interior pages I made with color. So I'm gonna show you this. Look at that. Yeah, real nice. I'm gonna pause it. And then we got my newer ornaments and the Santa gnome ornament. This was fun to do. Actually, one of my favorite little patterns. I'm gonna pause. I'm gonna pause every page. And another abstract gnome. Yeah, if you know me, I like doing abstract. Not because, well, it's easy to draw, but they're easy to make out of stained glass. And then my Christmas bell teardrop. This is another one of my favorite. I like it because it has a three-dimensional flair to it. This Christmas bell. This is actually a pattern I did many years ago, and I just redid a touch-up on it and worked it in to my pattern stuff. And more of a modern design with the Holy Spirit ornament. I've seen a few of them made up in glass. It actually looks nice. And here's a Christmas bells bouquet, bulb bouquet. This was kind of like it's like an odd request, but people they started asking about the Christmas bulbs, and I said, I'll do a bouquet. That's how that came about. Christmas gnome ornament. It's must be a Christmas ornament. Those old. During the '60s, you guys are as old as me. They had all those plastic ornaments or they were cheesily made, but that's kind of what that reminded me of. Yeah, a fun one to do. Yeah, I like this coil bound. See, I got all the patterns on the back. And there's the Christmas gnome ornament on the back. Shows all the patterns in the book. Alright, pause. And then back to the gnomes. People love gnomes. So I made a Christmas gnome with a tree and Christmas holly ornament. This one actually I like. It looks very Victorian. The old style Victorian Christmases. Yeah, I kind of like this one a lot. This was more, just to be funny. It's a lady gnome. She's plus size, but hey, we all are, right? When we get older. But, yeah, she's got the hearts in her hair, tie backs, and it's kind of fun to do. And this is like the old, Charles Dickens Christmas look to this lamppost in the bow. Another pattern I did years and years ago, and I brought it back to life. And another one of my favorites, this lobster claw. Christmas lobster claw. You guys know I was in the lobster business for a number of years when I took my break from stained glass. And yeah, seen that made up. It's cute. You know, instead of a pickle, it's a lobster claw. and, and then the Nouveau Christmas. It's the Nouveau's the swooping lines and the teardroppy look. It's really not Art Nouveau, but I didn't want to call it anything else. I kind of like, it does have a Nouveau-ish type of appeal to it. And back to the abstract. This one actually, the one on the left, it's actually really nice, done up with all different colors. I've seen them made. People sent me photos of them done, and it came out really pretty actually. The same with Ornaments too. I started giving them 1, 2, 3. I'm running out of names. It's just a collection of different style ornaments, and then we got the tree in the middle. That's just more patterns. You know what's really good about this book? It's a coil bound. You fold the cover back and you lay it flat. Put a piece of, scan it with your phone, and then print the pattern, and lay a piece of saran wrap, and then go to work. Print 2 copies. And this one's showing the abstract, another Ornaments 3. See, I ran out of names. Ornaments 3 showing the different colors for the abstract ornament. And then just a simple star. I don't really see much. I mean, they're out there. This is like a generic type of design, but I included it just to have it. Call it my own, but I haven't seen it actually. So anyway, there it is. And then Ornaments 4. I got the ribbon. What is that? The ribbon and holly. Oh, that one's pretty. It's done with the nice 2 textured glass, with the golds and blues and greens, and 1 red, the glass globe or glob or whatever in the middle. It'd be really pretty, real easy. 4, 5, 6, 7 pieces. They're great for craft fairs and all that. Oh, gifts. Here's another ornament. That was with the previous one, but a little bit different layout with an extended bow, and just to change it up a little bit. And then these are actually these ornaments are the first ones I did back 98, so it's at 25, a long time ago. But yeah, I still had them, and I said, let me put them in the book, and there they are. Okay, and this one's actually Christmas tree spinner. You could use it to hang embellishments on it, or you can make 6 of them and make it a spinner. I'm just showing the layout here. But if you put 6 panels and you build in a spinner layout, it'll work out really well. This is another Christmas star ornament. It's just really simple with random, back and forth colors. Just showing that you take a star pattern and using the right colors, you can really make something that's really attractive. And again, use the small jewel. That's a 20 millimeter, maybe 15, or a glass glob in the middle, or cut a piece of glass. Make a little round piece. And this all the craze, right? Everybody wants the bookends, so I made a Christmas tree bookend with the the ornament in the front. Show it. And he's got a hat on. The tree with a hat. All right. But I even show you can make your own ornament hanger, or actually use one. the one you buy, and just put it on the, solder it to the top of the ornament. It'd be a nice addition. And then the Santa gnome ornament, different spin on it. And what was actually being done that's popular is the top one. It's just a couple of pieces and real easy cuts. That's a Santa gnome ornament. And a couple more Christmas tree themes. They got the Christmas with the star ornament. That's kind of neat. It looks like an old time, Christmas ornaments. That's what I liked about that one. And then this one, it has a tree topper that can be religiously themed or without the horizontal cross. Either way, I drew it to kind of touch a little bit on the whole, thing, Christmas and the cross and Christ. I thought it had a nice, you look at the overall look to it. It had a nice look to it. That's how I came up with that. And the classic candle with bow. This again is another 28, I don't know, I'll say a 25 years old pattern or better. That, put it in the book. It deserves to be there. One of my classic patterns. And then we went to Art Deco. We got a little Art Deco flair on these ornaments, which, you do these the right color combination, it'll be a real hit. That's what you deco folks like me. This was in the PDF version with the digital file. This was the bonus pattern. It has different, Art Deco, I guess boho style ornaments. And you can make it look like a tiger if you want, but just having a free-form flow and a continuity flow. That's what brought into the deco feel. Okay, that's my explanation. Don't run with it. Yeah, that's what I was going for here. I think that'd be nice, with the red and the green, or blue and gold, and what have you. And then we have the Christmas daisy. This is actually one of my favorites. And those old Christmas bulbs. If you put your finger in the middle, concave there, your finger go right through the glass. This is, I guess, would be more considered, boho style. It has the flower and all that. It's a pretty little one. Look, pretty pattern. In two sizes. And then just a very simple angel. It's got the flowy, this more abstract style pattern, just to give a flow representing wings. And, just another, easy pattern. Angel, simple abstract. And then the Christmas tree ornament. This one, everybody seems to like this pattern. You see it made quite a bit. And actually when I did it, I was like, I want to get a Christmas tree and just to, working in a different style ornament, with the looks like a blown glass ornament. It's one of those kind of things you start drawing it and it comes together. And sure enough, this one came across the finish line looking really nice. That's the Christmas tree ornament. And then this the easy Christmas tree with overlaid glass globs and 1, 2, 3, 4 pieces of glass. So if you're doing Christmas fairs, I mean, this one you can really do well with. You don't even have to stick to the lines too, accurately. Just kind of whip them up. But use this as a guide. Yeah, you don't even have to put that top one on, but you could. You could, do your own, creativity with it. But it's just to show a little off here, a little off. You put the pieces, you kind of angle them a little bit to make them look interesting. And then we got the snowman. Sounds cute. You can either put that BBO paint, the black paint, or solder blobs. Same thing with the branches. You take a little wire and you don't even have to be neat with it. Just make it look regular, and when you're all done, just tack it on top. And it's actually come out really nice. A cute project to do. Alright, then we got snowman. See, this one's just snowman. This is probably the first pattern I've ever drawn. I'll be honest, this is like the first one I ever did. And it's kind of crude looking, but again, it's just got the wire with the solder overlay. Those, they're not individual pieces. Even pattern 11 is one piece with the wire over it, and then the broomstick with the wire over it. So 12 would be one piece. And I show how to make the wire for the broomstick. You just make a wire, you bend it over, and solder it up. This is one of my first ever patterns I ever did. Not, I mean, when I started doing, my SGB design studio many years ago, and then I'm gonna work into the snowflake patterns. Again, these if they're done with the right colors, excuse me, or clear textures and light ambers and light greens and Flemish glass or English muffle or glue chip, just really dance around with textures here. It'd be a nice piece. And the center opens up where you can put like a 30 millimeter round jewel in there. Doesn't necessarily have to be the size. If it's a little bit bigger, that's fine too. So I'm going to point that out. And that goes for these two. This kind of layout spots. Right. This snowflake. This one's a little more ornate. This is they got the lunar moths, with the long tails, and you see them in the south here a lot. They're actually pretty big, and like the size of birds. But people in the south, there's this thing about the lunar moth, So I said, you know what? Let me make I'll make a snowflake. 6 lunar moths flying. Anyway, if again done with the right colors, it'd be kind of pretty. Let's see with the wire overlay. It's a bit of a challenge piece, but probably come out nice if you're really into lunar moths. And we have a simple snowflake. And these kind of patterns, they're really dedicated to using, really hard textured glass. Even a reeded, say using a reeded gold here, with the lines coming out, and then English muffle or even a glue chip, and with another type of a darker version of what's in here in the back. So whenever you're doing layers like this, you want to bring your lighter colors up in the middle, and then work the same thing toward the back, and it really come out well. Again, if you use the right colors, that's where your creativity comes into play. Maybe I don't have to pause it. Let me try. I can't grab the page. I'm shaky. I don't want. Okay. Yeah. I'm gonna sit there struggling with the page. Then we have another snowflake. The same things. You gotta try not to focus too much on the pattern. That's a nice well, it's laid out well. 6 uh, point snowflake. But again, if you use a nice, I could see like a light amber glue chip here, and then maybe even a clear around the center area, and then maybe even go with a darker amber here. Be kind of pretty. This is a kind of pattern. You just want to be a little creative with it, but nothing really is wrong. Using light colors. Even if the whole thing was done with clear glass of all different textures, it'd be a really nice piece. It looks simple, but it'd be really nice and easy to make. That's another thing. You got a little inside curves here, here and there, but it's not terrible. And then we got the gnomes. This was kind of like, all right, the gnome people. Here's a challenge piece. But you know what? If this thing is done, I did a little colorized version of it. If it's done with the right variation of color and texture, this would look really nice actually. And if you're a gnome fan, do you like gnomes? That's something. I actually got the page that time. My shakies are going away. All right, then we got the abstract Christmas tree. Very simple, and these jewels here, laid out just for the right amount of balance with the design, the abstract design. It's very intentional. These kind of simple, easy to do patterns are actually harder than a lot of the fancy stuff. Just to get the right balance of the elements and the heaviness of the design. That's that one. So that really, I'm proud of that pattern. It doesn't look like much, but I really am. So I really like the way that came out. Simple. Here we have the mistletoe hanger. The hearts. 2 hearts. You gotta have 2 hearts, right? Candy cane. Little hanger for the mistletoe. I actually thought this was pretty cute. You hang it up. It doesn't have to go in the window. You hang it up in a higher archway. Let's say you want to go too low, so you whack the head on it. Or hang it above it. It doesn't have to have light through it. But if you use whites and the reds and just sitting against the wall would actually look nice, right above the frame of the doorway, passageway. And then you got the nutcracker. This guy's a traditional nutcracker on the stand, which is actually a drum. Typically, you'll see him standing on a drum. Just a nutcracker. And then this one actually, it's the face of a nutcracker, but I mean it's a little creepy looking. I don't know. I think they were designed to be, creepy looking. I took a few, examples of nutcracker art, and I studied it. What they're trying to do. With the stylizing of it. That's what I came up with. And I look at it, it's just a little creepy, man. And people seem to like it. And then here we go, the Snowflake spinner. I've seen a couple of these made up already, and they really come out looking really nice. And I have a suggested circle in the middle. You don't need that. You can just follow the lines that are the dashed lines. Just omit it. Or you can put it in there. And, I tell you, I've seen a couple, and they came out really nice. And using, all glue chip or clear textures, or even, you can make golds and really washed out greens if you want. It'd be very pretty. silvery blue. I could see a blue water glass. It looked real pretty. And here we go. This snowman, and this is one of my pattern size, say pattern size, paper size patterns I ever did. Uh, Later on, but it was in the early years of stained glassville forums. Maybe the late 90s, early 2000. I reformatted it and I got it in the book. Just barely made it, but it's in there. It just says one of my vintage patterns. Actually, the line is right on. I mean, it should be fine. It'll work. You just put it like that, put it on upside down on the copy machine, and there you have it. All right. Oh, I don't know if I can pause. I gotta pause. Another early pattern, a candle in a frame. You're not sure how to get a pattern to work, worried about if it's going to be strong enough, throw it in a frame. And this one is actually, I did for my mom in the early 80s. It's one of my early ones as well. So, you hold on to the stuff and you redesign it, fix them up. And then the good old poinsettia. This one, I have a teardrop, but this one's just a larger freeform style poinsettia. You can see the size of the page. This is more or less like a main focal type stained glass piece you do for a large bay window or something. It's a poinsettia. Yeah, I got it. And then in poinsettia mode, you have the poinsettia spinner, 6 panels. And you can break these up to 3. Or just make it 1. I would say use like a hammered glass or a Flemish, so you could just make it 1. And then do your reds and what have you. Maybe a green splash of green here and there. And we have the poinsettia teardrop. Which I'm actually right in the middle of making. I think it's a tiny piece. And again, the same thing. If you use a pointer here, you could actually cut this as one piece here. And use like a nice textured glass green with variegation in it. It'll work out fine. Let's pause. Alright, back to holly teardrop. This one will be cute. Make it bright greens and golds, and I showed with blues and golds and greens. It'd be a pretty, really nice teardrop. Not too hard to do. Do the circles. That's the hardest part. And then all the spacing you see, all in here. You just either fill it up with solder or just leave it open. I'd fill it with solder. Just run the iron oven. It'll really give the pattern a lot of depth, being that you do have that heaviness of the solder in there. So that's why I did that. So you'll see that on a lot of my patterns. And then we have to have the Star of Bethlehem. So it's a tree topper pattern, or freestanding as its own. Let's see. Oh yeah, and then we got the Star of Bethlehem 2. Oh. Well, I see what they did. They made a cover for the back. And then, if you did a tree topper, it's easy enough. You just put, let's say you're looking at the back of it. Take a wire here, you solder it here, you get it in there good. And you come off the piece with the wire. And the same thing here. come off the piece, and looking at the back. So when you put it against the tree, make sure you grab enough of the tree trunk at the top. You don't want to go all the way to the top of the tree. A couple inches down. You take that wire, you wrap around the tree trunk, the main, and you're good to go. Or you can use it as a standalone pattern. Right? And yeah, they took my cover and made it the back. That's kind of nice of them. And all the patterns that are. Now this, I wanted to do this for quite some time. Finally got around to it. I mean, then it's a collection of the Christmas patterns I had, and it's coil bound, which is kind of is a big deal. So yeah, I didn't see that Christmas tree with the candy canes. I did. Oh, I gotta pause. I was like, oh, I didn't see that pattern. Oh, there it is, right there. Yeah, this is my proof copy. This is the first printing of this book, and proof means check it out, make sure it's good for publication. I knew it would be, because it's not rocket science doing this stuff, as long as you lay out the pages correctly. So I went ahead with it, and I put it live. I said people can have it. I'm confident, but this is my proof. And I said, okay, we're good for full publication at this point, but this is my first copy ever printed. I'm going to sign it. I'm going to sign this book. Right in here somewhere, right here by my name. I'll sign it and offer this for my next giveaway. My members, members only giveaway on my YouTube channel. So if you're a member, and I think let's see, August, maybe by the 15th, in a couple of days, I'll put it up, and I'm gonna do the Wheel of Fortune and spin it. I don't have Vanna White to help me, but I ain't no Pat Sajak. Yeah, I'm gonna give it away on the 15th of August. Okay, and if you are a member of my channel, good luck. I mean, it's a nice book, and yeah, it's available at my publisher, lulu.com. You could look for my name, and I think it's $29.95. I don't know. I went with their recommendation. I'll check into it. Maybe it might be $39. I don't remember, but it's not a bad. It's 55 patterns. $1 a pattern for $55. I mean, that's a good deal. But it's half that. And then it's a nice book. Coil bound. I really like this matte finish. It's not glossy, which I like that. Alright, well, thanks for watching my video. And I hope to see you again on my YouTube channel, and to all the members, good luck. I mean, I really want to give this away, and I'm going to do another giveaway shortly thereafter. I'm going to try to get together a nice giveaway. I'm looking at grinders and stuff, so I'll get ready for that. And as soon as I'm over my current affairs, I'll say it like that, I'm going to try to get more patterns made and throw free patterns into the members cloud, my server. Okay? So with that, I'll shut this one off, and everybody have a nice day. It's Christmas in August. You take care.